Hey guys, it's Randall again, back to do a sportsbook review of FanDuel here in Illinois. Um, I would say FanDuel is probably the same across every state. The only difference here in Illinois is we actually have to go to the sportsbook to sign up. So, luckily, whenever they first launched and COVID was kind of at its height, we were able to register remotely. So I took advantage and signed up for all of the sports books that we have. Um, and like I said, I just wanted to come to you today and review a little bit of FanDuel, some of the different promos that they have, as well as just some of the features of the site. So, one of the promos that they have for new users, which you can't currently see right now because I'm obviously not a new user, but it is a risk-free bet up to $1,000. And what that means is you can bet $1,000 on anything you want, and if it loses, they give it to you back in bonus cash, which is absolutely huge. Most of these books will give you back that money in a free bet, but FanDuel gives it back to you in bonus cash. So you can't pull it out until you play through it at least one time. But the best thing is that you get your stake whenever you bet. So say your bet loses, and then you make $100 bet. Let's just say 110. Um, on a point spread in the NFL, let's say it wins, you would get back 210 of that thousand. So basically, you get two chances to try to hit, something on FanDuel, basically, because they give it to you in bonus cash rather than a free bet. Um, Something that I like to look at every day whenever I and just looking around on FanDuel, I go to this boost section. Um, they've got some things up here. A lot of these are state specific, as you can see. Illinois Super Boost, Justin Fields to have 1+ passing TD in each half from plus 270 to plus 370. Um, Turn up the volume. Derek Carr to pass for two or more TDs, and the Raiders to win versus the Bears. I'll just say that I think the Bears are live tomorrow, so this could be a bad bet. Unless you think that the Raiders win, then it's probably a good bet, and Carr probably throws for two touchdowns. Pat Super Boost, Cardinals to cover 5.5 against the 49ers. I would actually lean to the 49ers in this spot, so this would not be a boost that I would be looking to bet. This is actually for tonight. Boxing, Tyson Fury to win by knockout or TKO versus Deontay Wilder. And then NASCAR, Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin to finish top three in the Bank of America Roval 400. So they've just got some different odds boosts. I will say one thing that they have done in the past. I haven't seen it in a while, but they'll have something called spread the love, and they will move the spread on a game for every so many bets. So if let's just say for example, New England is playing Houston tomorrow, and they open that spread up at New England -9, and for every 1,000 users, they're going to move the line 1 point in the favor of Houston. So I've seen promos like that where you can get Houston plus 100. In a football game. I've seen it with NBA totals, where the total only has to go, basically over zero. Somebody just has to score a point in an NBA game. So be on the lookout for those promos, and those will actually show up um, at the top here on your desktop, as well as your app. It'll pop up, on the very very front page um, whenever you do that. So there's a couple other things that they have. Bet 20, get 10 on a football parlay bonus, a risk free same game parlay up to $10. Um, there's the Tyson Fury odds boost. One thing that I've noticed they've put up, and I think this is genius marketing, is they are putting up these same game parlays that other people are betting, and they will show up in your app kind of like right in here, and it'll show you like 1,200 people have bet this parlay. So that's kind of interesting, to see. Another thing to have, you refer a friend. You give them 50, you get 50. So there's a referral link that you can give them, for them to get $50. So let's go ahead and let's do this football parlay bonus. I'm just going to go ahead and lock in a parlay for tomorrow. There's a few games that I like. So $20 plus 4-leg parlay um, for either college or NFL. College is already over, but the NFL is still yet to go. So it's got to be $20, 4+ leg. And we've got to have odds of plus 400 or greater. So let's go ahead and opt into that. And then we can say bet now. And, if any of you have listened to the Sharp Betting Pod that Steve and I have done, I'll just go ahead and throw some of those plays in there. I'm actually going to, since it is a parlay, I'm going to move some of these lines in my favor. So, one game that I liked was, here we go. One game that I liked was the Bengals and the Packers. So I'm going to go ahead. I actually got 4 earlier in the week on this game. So I'm going to go ahead and bet this with that parlay, maybe. Definitely not a fan of using FanDuel here. All right. Well, I don't think that's going to work. So we'll scrap that. We'll go back to here, talk about a few things. I'll put this in on my phone and I'll actually tweet it out for you guys. But the other one that they have is the same game parlay. That's a great promo to do simply because it's risk free up to $10, and it's the same thing. If it loses, they give it to you back in bonus cash. So I mean, if you're not doing these risk free bets that they give you, where you get it back in bonus cash, you're really missing out, because that bonus cash, once it's used, it just becomes regular cash. So definitely something to take advantage of with them. They've been doing this every week in the NFL, and I think they've done this the last few weeks. So it's always good to check in on the different sports books, see what they have to offer. I will say in this review, I do like the same game parlay with FanDuel. One thing that they do that DraftKings does not is they actually show the odds of the items that you're putting in the same game parlay, which is huge. You can kind of see it building, whereas DraftKings doesn't let you see what the odds are for each individual prop that you take, or spread, or total, or whatever it is. So that's kind of my review of FanDuel. It's not my go-to book as far as betting goes. But it does have a lot of options. Like I said, my favorite thing about them is probably the fact that they do a lot of these risk-free bets, and they give it to you back in bonus cash. So, it's you get it back in cash. You're going to bet it anyway, so you might as well take a chance and try to hit a longer parlay. One thing that they did do during baseball season, and hopefully they bring that back next year, was Dinger Tuesday. That was a lot of fun. You would bet on a guy to hit a home run, and depending on how many home runs were hit in the game, you got $5 per home run, and it was up to 5. So I made a lot of money off of that Dinger Tuesday prop, and I know many other people did as well. So that's my review of FanDuel Sportsbook, and the next review I probably do will be Barstool, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite sports books. So until then, we'll talk to you later.